kicking them off to the side. Then she straddled Grandpa's lap, spreading her thin, pale legs over his elderly thighs. She was tired of being a virgin, and she was excited to lose her purity to something unholy and wrong. You cannot get much more wrong than this. There was a quick sting of pain as she guided the dead cock inside her. "Oh my God," said Emily with a gasp. She was sweating and breathing hard, sitting still to let her pussy adjust to the foreign object. Slowly, oh, not that kind of foreign object, okay. Slowly, she moved her hips back and forth, sliding his dick in and out of her. She was doing it. She was fucking her dead grandpa. The thought of something so horribly disgusting and taboo made her even more hot. She couldn't stop. Grandpa's corpse shook back and forth as Emily fucked it. She tore open her top and held her little breasts as she rocked back and forth in his lap, moaning from pleasure she had never felt before. Her hand grabbed Grandpa's limp head by his thin gray hair and held it against her chest. A thin line of drool came out of Grandpa's mouth and tickled the soft skin of her stomach. "Oh, fuck, Grandpa," moaned Emily. She pushed him back into the chair and unbuttoned his shirt. His old body was rough and ravaged by time. That's sexy. Her dainty hands ran through the curly gray hair on his chest. She leaned forward and tasted his nipples with her tongue, and her slender fingers found the rough edges of an old surgery scar that ran across his stomach. It's like the least appealing porno ever. And they ran up towards the faded blob of a navy tattoo near his shoulder. He had lived a full life, and here it ended with his granddaughter in his lap, his dead cock and her virgin pussy. Dirty sex that should not be happening. No, it definitely shouldn't. I could have told you that 7 minutes ago when we started this story. She suddenly felt something sticky between her legs. How could Grandpa come? He's dead. She freaked out, thinking Grandpa had cummed in her. But when she looked down at her pussy, it was covered in blood. She thought it was her hymen, but when she slid off his dick, she saw the source, Grandpa's dick. The zipper of Grandpa's pants had been cutting into his flesh from the movement of Emily rocking back and forth. She reached down to her pussy to feel the blood that was inside her. It was thick and cool. She brought it to her face and licked it. It tasted bitter and metallic. This girl is freaky. Emily was overcome with the urge to destroy her grandpa's manhood. She grabbed his dick and began to drive it back and forth against the zipper of his pants, cutting through the flesh of his shaft. Blood came out over his gray pubes, turning them into a scarlet forest. I like that. Scarlet forest. That'd be a good color for Crayola to use. All right, Emily began rubbing her bloody clit, shouting obscenities at herself. She's like the Tourette's guy. Don't load my pussy up with a bunch of bullshit! Alright, Grandpa's dick got loose and flexible, and all that attached it to its body was a string of flesh and skin. Emily's heart felt like it would probably pound out of her chest. Could you imagine when Emily's parents get home what happened? Like, honey, what happened to Grandpa? He ran out of heart pills. He couldn't find them and he died. Alright, fair enough. That explains why he's dead. Now, can you explain to me why Grandpa's penis is on the floor, and why you have a bloody mouth and a scarlet pussy? I'm sorry, a scarlet forest of a pussy. Alright, back to the story here. She bit the head of his dick and pulled back. Grandpa's bloody dick came off. A fleshy hole was all that remained on his corpse. It looked like a bloody pussy, Emily said to herself as she stifled a giggle. She looked... She's having a good time. She looked down at the bloody penis in her hand. It was dark purple and curling inward a little as the dead flesh tightened. Emily held it like a lollipop and licked the head, dabbing her tongue into the piss hole. She put it in her mouth and sucked it like a cigar, and she chewed on the head, leaving red teeth marks that she admired as she tasted every inch of her grandpa's penis. I wish it could come, she thought to herself. Then she got an idea. Oh no. I don't like where this is going. She inserted the fleshy end into her mouth and sucked. The cock shriveled as little Emily sucked the blood out of it. She imagined that it was white, sticky cum and that she was a dirty porn star, and she swallowed as much as she could of the cool liquid. The dick was shriveled and curled up now. A pickled dick. She patted her belly and let out a sigh and then a laugh to herself. "Emily?" asked her mother through the door. Oh, shit. "Just a minute," gasped Emily. She threw her grandpa down the stairs, and he loudly tumbled into a broken heap on the concrete floor of the basement. Emily realized his penis was in her hand. "Emily, let us in," said her father. "Just a second," yelled Emily. Trembling, she looked for a place to hide the dick as the clicks of her father's house key came from the doorknob. In sheer panic, she shoved the dick up in her pussy as hard as she could and ran to the table where she was doing algebra. Her parents walked in. "I was right in the middle of a hard math problem," said Emily with a short breath. Her mother frowned at her. "Looks like you were working hard. You're red in the face," she said. "Are you feeling all right?" Emily smiled and shrugged. Her mother came over and felt her forehead. "I think you might need to lie down for a bit," her mother said. Emily bit her lip against the pain of the severed dick taking up space in her pussy and tried to hide the bloody palms of her hands. "Where's Dad?" asked her father as he hung his coat. Emily responded quickly, "Oh, he was acting funny. He told me he was going to go for a walk down to the VFW for a while and not to wait up for him." "That's not surprising," said her father. "That old drunk always leaves for weeks at a time without telling us." Convenient. Later in the night, when all was quiet, Emily went into the basement and tucked Grandpa's body behind some large boxes. She pulled the dead dick out of her pussy. It was turning black with rot. She smelled it and licked it. After making sure the basement door was locked, Emily grabbed a hand axe off the wall and approached Grandpa's body, ready to fuck and suck more of the dead old man before throwing him away. The end.